saying, oh, Cal's just peeing on the house, saying goodbye to Cal and Noodle. That's not Noodle, that's another friend, I guess. Noodle already went around back. So I just dropped the dogs off at school, and on my home, I'm swinging by the Dollar Tree to pick up some mugs. I like to make all of the people who I interact with all year round, not on a daily basis, but like our postal worker, our garbage and recycling people, the Amazon delivery person. I like to make them little holiday gifts. So usually I'll do like candy or cookies. This year I think I'm gonna go with a mug, a coaster, and like a $5 Starbucks gift card. So I'm gonna go pick up a mug that I'm gonna cricket later, I guess, and let's go. All right, this morning for breakfast, I had avocado toast, which literally looks like the grain bowl, but instead of quinoa, it's all on top of toast. So it's not that exciting. But I'm getting some eggs boiled right now for snacks later on. If you want a perfectly boiled egg that isn't like totally overcooked, I learned this is cold water or like normal water, eggs in water, and then you turn the heat on. It stays in here until it starts boiling, and then you shut the water off, you cover it, and you sit it for 9 minutes, and that's how you get a hard-boiled egg. If you want like a jammy egg on the inside that's like a little bit runny, so good, you take the water down to just like 1/4 of an inch so the eggs aren't even totally submerged, and you let that simmer, put the eggs in. I think it's like 3.5 minutes, and then shake it so they roll around another 3.5 minutes, and then take it off the heat, put it in room temperature water for 10 minutes, and that's how you get jammy eggs. IMO. Also, you've just been watching eggs for 1.5 minutes. Daily Noodle, back from the dead. I have been pretty heads down on things. Ambiance. Really, I've been making a lot, and I don't have enough storage on my phone to do like time lapses / I don't even know if that interests you, but I wanted to show you, because I'm done with a few things, what I have been making. So the first thing I made was this freaking cute Minnie Mouse hat for my niece, who is very interested in Minnie Mouse right now. If you've been following Vlogmas since day one, you would have seen that I had bought a crochet pattern. It did not turn out. I don't have the right size hook, and I also don't know why I opted to try to do crochet when I can't crochet well. So I went back to my roots, and I just did the pattern, made up the pattern myself. I think I originally cast on 76 stitches, but then when I was doing the ribbing, ended up having like a purl or knit row, so I just decreased really quickly. So this is, I think, 74 stitches. I did ribbing for about, I don't know what this is. Let's look. This is the first time I've had a tool I need for this. So I did about 4.5 inches of ribbing, and then I knit up about 1 inch, 2 inches, and then I decreased. I probably could have stood to either not have done the ribbing, like, so my intention with the hat is for it to be worn with the brim up. I think originally I had thought it was going to be like this, like totally folded. It might be too small for her that way, but I actually feel like this will fit my head. Not correctly, obviously, but I think it'll be something she can wear for this season, maybe next season, and they can keep just pulling this down. That's a tip. If you are ever making a baby hat, put ribbing, make the whole thing ribbing, or put ribbing on the bottom, and then like as it's a newborn hat, they can roll it up, you know, They can roll it up twice. This is not a good example because this is a toddler hat, but for baby hats, I always find that ribbing or doing a lot of ribbing and letting them roll it up as it's a newborn to like normal baby to toddler or whatever works best. So yeah, I tried this on my friend's kid, who is also 2. He's actually 1 day older than my niece. And I've never had, like, normally when I put hats on babies, or I've seen babies put hats on, I've seen babies get hats put on them, they freak out, or, you know, they don't like it. So I quickly just like put this on his head, and then we were gushing about how freaking cute it was because it fit him so well. And he really liked how much we were gushing about it. And then I was like, okay, thanks. And I took the hat and made him sad. And so now I have to make him a hat. But so this is the little mini hat. I crocheted the bow, as you can see, and I crocheted the ears. It's actually perfect because the ears are supposed to be circles, but like flat circles, but they have, you know, started to go a little concave, but I think it makes it look more like ears. And if you're making a hat like this with any accoutrement on the top, you want to put the stuff on the front of the hat. I was putting it directly into the center, thinking like it would be like really cute, but it won't stand up straight. And also, you know, that's not how a hat sits. It doesn't sit with like the crown right here. The crown's back here. So that is the first thing. I bought some buttons to decorate the bow. I was gonna decorate down here, but if she's going to keep wearing it and keep rolling this down, then I don't want the buttons to like press against her head. So I'm just gonna do the bow. And if you're gonna make this, they make snaps. So instead of having to sew buttons on, you can just snap them. This is just one long piece that I folded in half and then cinched. So while it's one long piece, you could just go through and snap those buttons on and fold it and cinch it. I just did not have the foresight to do that. So I will be sewing buttons on tomorrow. The other thing I made, which I'm actually shocked it worked, I have a really dear friend who is having a baby in January, and they have decorated the nursery like a jungle, sort of theme, really subtle jungle. It's like mostly a neutral room with some the thing that spins, mobile, let me know in the comments, has little monsteras hanging from it, and they have a blanket, I think, or something, that has monsteras. So I was racking my brain about what I could make them. I didn't want to make clothes. I usually don't make clothes for newborn babies because they just grow out of them so fast. So I wanted to make some decor. Chiwe from One Dog Woof has a really great monstera crochet pattern that I've made earrings out of. I made a little hairpiece from, but they're very small. So I was like, hey, why don't I buy some bigger yarn and do the same pattern, and maybe I can make either a stuffy, like a pillow, or I could make a rug. She actually has a Lion Brand pattern with, I think it's called Huge Yarn or something. Don't love the name, but it's really thick yarn that you can do like hand crocheting and really big hook crocheting with. But I didn't have time to get that. So I went to Michael's and I picked up some Bernat Sherpa. But the Sherpa, like, ooh, it's peeking out over here. The Sherpa obviously has like no stitch definition. So as I started to make it, I was like, you cannot tell this is a monstera. It just looks like a blob. I also probably was crocheting it incorrectly because with Sherpa yarn, you have to feel for the stitches. You can't just see them. So, and it was only turning out to be that big. So I scrapped that and I said, all right, you know what? I'm just going to make him or her, I'm going to make them a blanket. I think it's a girl. I'm going to make them a blanket. It will be in this pretty green color right here that I have bought yarn for. And then as I was going, I remembered my friend Yesenia from Senia Studio had a Monstera tapestry pattern she put out about 2 years ago. It is beautiful. I'll insert a picture here. I never made it, but because I don't crochet well, but I thought, hey, what if I make this blanket and do the tapestry with loopy mango? I have this, I had this loopy mango green in stash. It's a super bulky merino wool, and see how it turns out. So as I was going, I was like, this isn't a blanket. This is like a rug. This is a little rug for in front of the crib. And this is what I came up with. I am so freaking proud of this. So let me just show it again. Can you see it? So this measures in, I'm trying not to let it touch anything because we have dogs and I don't want hair all over it. This is measuring at about 31 inches wide and about 25 inches tall. So this is the back. So you could, if you wanted to make this, you could, I have some lessons learned that I thought I'd share. I cast on, I think, I chain stitched 40 stitches across with a size I hook, maybe? Yes, I think it was an I. And then I just started single crocheting with the tapestry, like with this pattern, you carry the other yarn. So from here, I was carrying yarn behind this. When I wasn't doing it well, you can see it poking through. But as I got better at it, you can see that it is not poking through anymore. And it's the bottom of the rug, so I don't care. But the other cool thing about it is that this yarn, so this green yarn, from here down, this green is carried out throughout the whole thing. And so it makes for a really nice, like hefty mat. Like this feels nice. It doesn't feel like flimsy, which is when I discovered it was like a crib mat, and not a crib mat, a mat for when they're putting the baby in and stuff like that. But yeah, so the spots here where you can see I was carrying the yarn, after I got to the end of the row, if you do this, when you get to the end of the row, if you just tug on this dark green, it straightens it out and they will disappear. So I realized that after I started going, and now you can't see any of it unless I like really pull it apart. But yeah, so this is it, and I'm just so proud of it. Tension was like an issue because you're holding lots of things. As you get better at it, you obviously maybe get a little tighter. So I actually did have to rip back once to loosen up. As I was getting closer to the end, I was also going like this. So I ripped back to here and I redid this part. And then after I got done, I did single crochets around all the edges to make it cleaner and to round the corners. And that's my baby rug thing. And I hope she's so knit worthy. So is her husband. I've never made him anything, but she's like, I made her a hat. She's loved it. So I can't wait to give that to them. I'm gonna give that to them tomorrow, which will be today for you. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm also working on a test knit right now that is in timeout. We have a stink bug somewhere that's in timeout because I started the collar work off one by one stitch. So I gotta undo the whole round. And yeah, today I'll show you. I always put together holiday treats for anybody that I come into contact with multiple times a year. This year, I just picked up a bag, and at Target, you can actually get a pack of like 10 of these $5 Starbucks gift cards. And actually, I usually have these just at home anyways, in case I have to, like, I need to say thank you or whatever. I don't know, someone's having a bad day. I like to have them around because it's just a cup of coffee. And then at Costco, I got a bunch of these Hershey's nuggets, they're called. And they're like the dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and they all have almonds in them. So I got those. And yeah, so I put those together, was chasing mail people and trash people. I missed the trash guy today. But yeah, so that's what I've been up to. I hope you like this. I think I am gonna actually try to start a little podcast moment to share more of my makes. But if you like it, let me know, comment down below. And yeah, I think this may be the last daily noodle, or there might be one more daily noodle on Sunday, and then I'm going away to my in-laws, and so I don't want to do it there. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you maybe tomorrow? ?